Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and today I want to know the answer to this question. Who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters!
Ghostbusters!
Correct. In fact, we are talking the sequel, Ghostbusters II, which was released in 1989, the summer of 1989, which saw the cast return. For Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Annie Hudson, and what's his name, Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis.
To from the success of the 1984 movie, which was I think it was the biggest comedy movie of all time, was Ghostbusters. So there had to be a sequel, and of course, in 1989, Ghostbusters 2 came along. So we'll go around this little gathering here and with their opening thoughts on Ghostbusters 2. Who shall we start with? Ethan.
No. I love Ghostbusters. Anything Ghostbusters apart from one certain film. But I grew up with Ghostbusters 1, 1984, Ghostbusters, the animated series, or as it was called, The Real Ghostbusters, one of the best cartoons of all time, and Ghostbusters 2. So when this opened up, some people either love it, some people either didn't like it because it was a bit light-hearted. What they say, I don't know. It just seemed pretty equal. But the first one is a bit more darker and cynical and like sarcastic, dark humor. But I love this one. I love Ghostbusters 2. Because again, it's the team that makes it. It's the actors and how they play off each other and the humor and stuff like that. And you've got Sigourney Weaver back as it is. It's picks up 5 years after the first one. And at this point, they're in big trouble because over the years, from like Ghostbusters 1, Ghostbusters 2, they're about to be made redundant, aren't they? They're about to lose everything, and they're not really good with their jobs. They're coming to kids' parties, aren't they? And not really getting as much thanks for what they did stopping Gozer. But and Sigourney Weaver's character has now got a kid in this. She's now got a baby son. But it's not Bill Murray's, as I believe it was. She was with someone, like her and Bill Murray broke up, and she went with someone, but then they broke up, and she's back with Bill Murray's character again. So, and this time you've got some newbies. You've got Annie Potts back. You've got the great Rick Moranis back. You've got Slimer back, and you've got two great villains in this one. Actually, you've got Vigo, who's the painting, voiced brilliantly by Max von Sydow. The actor who plays Vigo, the face anyway, I believe was a German boxer or something. Can't remember his name, but I'll pull it up anyway. But again,
his name is Wilhelm.
Villain,
His name is Wilhelm von Hornburg.
That's it. That's him. Yeah, he was a German boxer, but the voice of it was Max von Sydow. As many fans know, is Ming the Merciless. I mean, he's got such a powerful voice as this villain, and he plays such a great ghostly villain. I mean, he's a classic Ghostbusters bad guy. But the other bad guy I actually like is the museum owner, Peter McNichol's character, the one he hypnotizes and gets him as his sort of assistant. And he's like the little German guy, like, no, please, no, you get out of my place. Peter McNichol's a bloody great actor. He's such a funny American actor. I mean, he's been in tons of things like Mr. Bean the movie. I know he was in that TV show Veep, he was bloody hilarious in that. And Ally McBeal, but he plays such a funny character. You've got some great actors in this, and some great ghostly moments. But yeah, it's and a great soundtrack, by the way. A great soundtrack and a great song by Bobby Brown, On Our Own, which I love. I loved that song as a kid. And a very cool rendition of Higher, which they play on the Statue of Liberty, which is a more rock 80s version, isn't it? It's great. It's such a fun movie. And I've always loved this one. So watching this again, it's got me so excited for the real Ghostbusters 3 that we're going to get next year. So bring on Ghostbusters 3. Let's see this as a full-on proper cool trilogy. But it was great. I love this film. So Ghostbusters 2 all the way, and the first one, but love them. Over to you guys.
Thank you, Ethan. Right. I think I got an inkling there. He likes this. Let's move over to Susan.
So, not only is the cast amazing, like Ethan was saying, it's got some real funny additions to it. Bobby Brown is in it. Cheech Marin is in it. Yvette Cruz is in it. And Philip Baker Hall. You know, people that Kevin Dunn.
Harris Yulin
Yeah.
as Judge, the hard-hitting Judge.
And Ivan Reitman is even in it, and so yeah, I mean it's got a lot of super cool stars in this, uh, and it is really good fun. The whole idea that there's a cesspool of psychoactive slime in the bowels of New York. Yeah. You kind of that's kind of like almost a given. Yeah. Yeah. And the fact that they were all down on their luck and doing birthday parties and bar mitzvahs and stuff like that. You've got to be a struggling scientist if you're forced to do sort of fun things at a bar mitzvah. Anyway, that was funny, and the bits around when they're trying to get to the slime is great. Like the where the police come and they talk the police like what do you assume we're here for our kicks. Anyway, so stuff like that. That was a great. I don't remember the line, but it was so great. Anyway. Um, and Vigo, and the fact that there's a baby in jeopardy. I mean, what that is like adding. That's such a spicy jeopardy. It's like that's why the Mandalorian is so good because there's a baby who's in jeopardy, and you're just like, oh no, save the baby. So yeah, that's why Ghostbusters 2 is awesome because I mean it knocks this out of the park. Anyway, back over to you, Lee.
Thank you. Yes, Ghostbusters 2. Well, I enjoy this movie, but I've got to agree with what people thought of this when it was first released. And that is, it's the same movie as the first one. Same story. There's it's there's about possession, which there was possession in the first one. The one about possessing the baby. There was a giant Mr. Stay Puft in the first one. In this one, you get a giant, the Statue of Liberty, a giant. What a lot of people did say at the time, it's just a rehash of the first movie, and you can see the similarities. But I think that had to do with the film company's interference and rewrites, wanting them to rewrite this, rewrite that. It made a lot of money, but it didn't make as much as the first one did. So the film company saw it as a failure and a flop. And this is why there hasn't really been a sequel for how many decades now? A proper sequel. But But
1 years.
yeah, it's still an enjoy. I still like watching this, no matter what people say, you know, about a rehash and this and that and the other. It's still enjoyable to watch because it's just fun. It's a fun movie. You know, I mean, you get all the ghosts breaking out again. You get you get the you get Slammer in a sort of a manor role again, as a bus driver this time. But for me, one of the letdowns of this movie is Rick Moranis. He was wasted in this compared to the original, where he had sort of a big part to play.
Yeah.
He sort of wasted it. He's in the court scene. Then there's a little scene with Angie Potts babysitting, and then it's just him running down the streets of New York dressed as a Ghostbuster, and that's it. He could have done a lot more in this movie, but I don't know what studio rewrites and stuff like that. I don't know. He was wasted in this movie, to be honest.
Could have given him a bigger part to be a fifth Ghostbuster. He could have joined in.
Yeah. But saying that, the actors work so well together in this. You know, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, Ernie Hudson, you know, as the four main Ghostbusters. They work so well together. It's like they've never been away from the original. It was just bang straight back into the characters. And it is good to see Angie Potts back as well in this, because I always liked her from the original. Hello, Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
Yeah. Apart from all the similarities, it's a good family fun movie, and that's all you need. Sit down and waste an hour and a half. Just enjoy it for what it is. So, favorite moments. Let's go to Susan first. Or things you don't like I've just said something that I wasn't so keen.
I don't know that I didn't like it. I guess I disagreed with everybody when they said that it was just like the first one. I think that they did a great job with the Statue of Liberty, so much so that the Weeping Angels had to steal that idea. You can motivate the Statue of Liberty. Apparently, it's a vehicle for people, and so I'm just waiting for somebody to pick it up and drive it around right now. Anyway, so yeah, and the humor of the slime humor, and the fact that the slime made people angry and had psychoactive properties, that was also fun. Yeah, I thought that was great. I thought that the fact that it was making that they wanted people in New York to be nice to one another, like that was ever going to happen. It's their job. It's their prerogative as New Yorkers. Anyway, it's funny. So it was and I, like I said, I like the scene where they're digging out the slime, and the police come and try and stop them, and they're like, what, and then you see Cheech Marin at the loading dock. That was also great. Just random things like that were really fun for me. Anyway, yeah, back over to you, Lee.
Okay, Susan. Who should we go to? Oh, who's left? Oh, Ethan.
Okay. Oh, so many moments in this. Actually, I was going to say the closest, quick fun fact, the closest we've had to a sequel to this one, if you're a gamer, you'll know this. Yeah. They did a Ghostbusters video game for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. which was really good. I don't know if anybody's played it, but that was a really good story.
Really?
And I think Lee might have it.
I just think I saw it just then in the out corner of my eye. Carry on talking.
But that was the closest we got to a sequel where you play like this newbie who's joined them, like a fifth Ghostbuster, and you team up to take on this powerful god.
It's not this one, is it? It's not that one, is it?
That's it. That's the one. Ghostbusters the video game. Yep. That's it. That's the closest we've had to a sequel. Like a third movie. But of course now we're getting a third one next year. But very, very good game, that. Really good. I might actually play that at some point next week. But great game. Favorite moments. There's so many I love in this. Watching this took me back to when I was living in Windsor and my mum and dad, and watching this with them. And it's just it hits me in the heart when I get these nostalgia moments back when things were simpler. 80s and early 90s music was playing out the radio and stuff. So I love the soundtrack to this movie. I think it's great. Every time this song comes on, I could sing it. Like, I love the song that's playing when the ghosts are now taking over. I love that bit. That a great song, and you've got some great new ghosts in it. Quite creepy ones, like the Titanic, and one bit that is always quite creepy. Actually, is the one with the fur coat and the sort of animals pop out of it. That was proper messed up, actually. And then she throws the coat off and they're going, running along, and some big dinosaur ghost as well. And I love it when you get the cops on the phone going like, what did you see? Did you say it was a little dinosaur or a big dinosaur? What was chasing you in the park? The park bench was chasing you. And you're getting all these types of monsters and ghosts that, if you grew up with the animated series, it is like something out of the cartoon. I've always loved the bit with the Scoleri brothers. The Scoleri brothers bit is such a great scene for me now, and that's probably my favorite bit, with Harris Yulin as that judge who's just so over the top and so like in your face, hard hitting, like burn at the stake. And of course the gunk blows up, and it's the Scoleri brothers, which he trialed years before and gave him the chair. That's such a great fight scene with them, and this fat one and this skinny lanky one is great. And then you finally get back on track, and they go like they get the guns ready, and they say, "Oh, do you think it'll still work? Let's heat them up. Do re Egon." Look, I love that bit. I do love the bit when they go under the subway and stuff like that. Not the first part, but the second part is when it's just it's Egon, Ray, and Winston, and you've got all the different sort of ghosts that are popping up, like the dead corpses, and then the ghost train, and they get to the tunnel with the slime. And this is a funny thing, because it brought back a memory where when I was a kid, I always used to think the slime looked like strawberry sauce that you put on ice cream.
He's talking about food again.
So every time I remember one of the first times I watched it, I was having vanilla ice cream, and I looked at it, and I was having vanilla ice cream with strawberry sauce, and I looked at the strawberry sauce, and I was like, I know. It looked like it just did. It was one of these weird things. It's like, looks like strawberry sauce. I love the Statue of Liberty bit. I've said that. I love that bit, and the version of Higher they play on that bit. I do quite like the bit with Bill Murray when he's doing the talk show, and you've got that one guy. That's a bloody great bit. Such a comedy perfection moment. And of course, you've got this one guy who's saying like, "Oh, you've just released a book," and he's just released a book. Yeah, it's just coming out now. I believe the world's going to end on New Year's. Well, that's only a few weeks away, mate. Why are you doing this? Yeah. And then, of course, what was that?
Why release your book now?
Why release your book now? What is this? A money scam thing? And I remember people made a joke about this 4 years ago, back in 2016, when he turns to the woman, and of course she says, "Well, I heard that the world's going to end on 14th February 2016, Valentine's Day. Bummer." And I remember many of us geeks and anybody who grew up with this, we were joking about saying, "Valentine's Day, bummer, here we go, end of the world." That's a great bit. Actually, one bit that I quite like, and it's quite a creepy bit. Peter McNichol, when he comes to get the baby, and he's in the form of a nanny, isn't he? Like a creepy, evil nanny, and his arm stretches out. That's a bloody creepy bit, actually. It's just that grin he does, and shows Peter McNichol can be really funny, but he can be genuinely creepy in this movie, can't he? Like the bit when he's talking to Sigourney Weaver at her apartment, and he goes, "Okay, don't worry, I'm off now. Bye." And then he clicks back into evil mode, and his eyes become like headlights or something. He got some pretty good moments in this movie, actually, as a villain.
He was slightly creepy before he became a villain, because when
he was always trying. It's like his creepiness was upped big time.
Yeah, because if you remember the scene where she's doing the painting and he's going behind her and he's sort of touching her hair.
Yeah, he's quite a creepy character. But it's like when he teams up with Vigo, as soon as he possesses him, it's like his creepiness has just shot through the roof. He's just been enhanced, kind of like Jack Nicholson's Joker, Jack Napier. Unlike in the comics, Jack Napier's already deranged and messed up, and when he becomes Joker, it's full blown. So it's kind of like that. But he had some good moments, and I do love the final showdown at the end. That's such a great moment, a great showdown, and I love that painting when the painting's destroyed, and now what's in its place? The Ghostbusters and the baby in the center. I remember seeing that at Planet Hollywood, and I was just like, "Oh, look!" But yeah, I think I've said all my moments. I just do. There's so many moments in this movie. I think it's great. So over to you.
Thank you, Ethan. For a PG movie, you did sort of mention the underground, and that certain scene with the heads on the spikes was a bit creepy for a PG movie. I mean, that came out of nowhere. And made me laugh though is when the ghost train went through Andy Hudson.
Sorry, I missed it.
Yeah, and the other two characters jumped out of the way, and he just stood there in the middle of the tracks, and the ghost train was going through him, and he nearly turned white, should we say, with fright.
And it goes with what he says in the first one. "I have seen shit that will make you white."
Yeah. But you said you like the final battle. I thought it went too quick.
Yeah, that's my one problem with that. It was too quick. It's good. I liked it. You can see
it was over too quick for me. I mean, I did like the way it sort of tried to possess Ray.
Yeah.
He turned around and he was sort of possessed. But then he got covered in the gunk, and so did Peter McNichol, and they loved each other.
I know.
I love you.
I love you too.
I love you too. Yeah, it's just spread the love in New York. But I've got to agree with what you said. Peter McNichol is a very damn good actor, and
he's brilliant. I love him.
But for me, he's been very underused in other things. They could have used him in loads and loads of movies and TV shows, but he's always seems to be supporting character all the time.
Yeah.
When really he deserved better, I think, in most things.
Yeah, I think he was a main character in Ally. As far as I believe, he was a main cast in Ally McBeal. But Beep, he was only in a small part. And I'll tell you, the small part he did is bloody hilarious. He's got the most infectious, funniest laugh ever. when he's just making fun of people. He laughs like maniacally, and you can't help but laugh with him.
Well, you sort of got this sort of laugh here as well. This sort of
Yeah, this sort of maniacal, infectious, high-pitched laugh.
yeah.
What else? But he has actually played. If again, just going off topic, he's played the Mad Hatter in the Batman Arkham games.
Yes, yeah.
He's bloody great in that. He's a bloody creepy Mad Hatter.
I mean, you've mentioned the Bobby Brown song. What did you think to the the version of Ghostbusters? I mean, okay, they did play the Ray Parker Jr. version in this, but there was also another version.
Oh yeah, he did it. Yeah,
Run DMC. What was it? Run DMC.
Yeah, Run DMC. Yeah, it was okay. I mean, it is okay. It's 80s. Ray Parker Jr.'s version. I mean, the fact they played that here, and that's good enough for me and stuff. I mean, Ray Parker Jr.'s version is legendary. It's iconic. Run DMC's version, I do remember bits of it, but yeah, it's all right. Yeah, not bad. I don't mind Run DMC actually. So.
Oh yeah, especially when they're telling you to walk this way.
What's that? Especially
when they're telling you to walk this way.
Walk this way.
It would have worked better if you got it the first time. Anything else anybody like to say about Ghostbusters 2 before we go to final say and score? No? Okay then. Seeing as you're unmiked, Ethan, we'll go to you first.
Well, because I do love the first one more. I do love the first one. The first one's the best one, obviously. But I do love the second one a lot. I do have such a big soft spot for it, and I just love how fun and 80s and the cast for it. And like I said, I love the animated series. You've got some amazing stories in the animated series. But I'm going to give this 10 balls of slime out of 10 balls of slime. I do love this film. I love this film a lot. It's such a nostalgic thing for me, and it always hits me in the heart whenever this is on and stuff, whichever Ghostbuster is on, apart from this other one that's somehow got the title, but I don't know what the fuck it is. But every other Ghostbuster is great. So 10 balls of slime for this.
Right, so we'll move from balls and we'll go over to Susan.
Haha, very funny. I like it a lot. I liked the all female one. I liked I liked Ghostbusters 3. I'm not opposed to Ghostbusters 3 like so many people are, but this one and the first one are phenomenal. Just really great movies. And with all the comedy that the actors put in it, and some amazing special effects, and some putting a baby in jeopardy. This one deserves a 9 out of 10. Nine ghost trains out of 10. It's cool. It's a cool one, and I'm really glad we reviewed it. Thanks, guys.
That's okay.
Well,
you do know when you say I put a baby in jeopardy, it was 2 babies because they were twins.
And the acting, yeah,
there were 2 twins used in the movie. You see, I'm with Ethan on this. I mean, I do love the original to bits. This is good. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but it's not at that level of goodness. You know what I mean? So what do I do? What can I give it? It's going to be a percentage here again. I know there is. There's going to be a point something. But what is it going to be? It's going to be 8.5 ghostly nannies out of 10. So there.
I like the a little bit there, ghostly nannies.
8.5. So I don't know which half of the nanny is there. But I enjoyed sitting down and rewatching this, because Geeks Assembled gives us all chances to just sit down and watch a movie we haven't seen for quite a while, and we talk about it and have fun.
It was the left half.
Straight down the middle. But so I'd like to thank Ethan. I'd like to thank Susan for joining me today. What's she showing? Oh, she's showing off now.
Yeah.
I just don't like a show.
I think I've got that actually. It's like a special edition or something. And you've got all the wee booklet. I've got that somewhere.
But so I'd like to thank you guys for joining me talking Ghostbusters 2. You guys out there, if you like what we do, please let us know. Leave us a message. We're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. If you'd like to join us, please leave us a message again. We'll try and get you on. And also going back to the YouTube thing, subscribe to the channel and also press the bell notification and you will get ding. Go on, Ethan. His ding is working this time. And you'll get notified when we put videos up. Usually 2 to 3 a week we usually put up. It depends how I feel and I can fit them in. So until next time, guys, stay safe, keep busting, and we'll see you next time.